G'day folks and welcome to Inside Big V. Great to have your company. Justin Nelson, Sweet Cal and Hammer Cowling is back in the chair.
Happy to be back. Not happy with the feedback I received.
What happened?
I walked into the Geelong Arena Stadium yesterday.
Right.
Shane Bowe, Division 1 men's coach, said, "Good to see you, Matthew. Didn't miss you on the show."
Fantastic.
Really good of him.
We love that sort of feedback. That's good. Keep that coming.
Well, I'm not going to upset the Bows because Wendy, Shane's wife, brings the best lemon slice. No, it's actually a mother-in-law.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic.
I'm trying to build her up there. Hey, finals time. We're into it. All of a sudden, 18 rounds are down and away we go. And the big news last week is Sweet Cal couldn't get McKinnon over the line.
Again?
Well, actually, they won, but Keilor got through. So.
Oh, really?
He's actually got a shiner from last week.
Is he?
Apparently that under 9 halftime game was really, really rough. G'day, Sweet Cal. How are you there?
I'm good, mate.
Okay.
Yeah,
no finals for you?
No, my shoulders are a bit sore from carrying my team each game, but just couldn't get over the line.
Fair enough. Let's get into it, shall we? State champ men and the Melbourne Tigers have missed out. Hume City are there and we're all set for a big, big final series.
Yeah, I've got a soft spot for Hume City, but I just can't see them getting over the line.
I'll tell you what, Ringwood, very, very good. When you consider, without Corletto last week, they put 126 on the board. 7 players stepped up in double figures.
No, they're terrific.
Tell you the other thing too, Matty Snowball. Corletto's missed 2 games this year. Matty Snowball, 14 points, 11 assists last week, and earlier on in the season when Darryl wasn't there, 28 points. He could be the hidden factor.
Could earn himself league legend status with this final series.
Doing very, very well at the moment. Hawks looking good in state champ men. State champ women, Diamond Valley couldn't get the win in Peter Gay's last game as coach. He bows out without a win in that last one, but 5 times Coach of the Year. Well done to Peter Gay.
Fantastic. Been terrific.
Who's your tip for state champ women?
This weekend, I'm going to go with Melbourne.
Yeah.
Game 1, and I'll go with Waverley.
So you've tipped Melbourne to beat Geelong?
I've tipped Melbourne to beat Geelong.
Look out, that'll be interesting. D1 men, and well, it was all exciting stuff. Southern Penn missed out. Altona have got in there, and all of a sudden it's an interesting finals matchup in D1 men. Geelong and Altona.
Yep.
Geelong to win, surely.
Geelong's going to win that, I think.
And what about Melbourne Uni and Warrnambool 2v3? What a great matchup.
I have to back Warrnambool. I just have to do it, mate.
Well, Warrnambool have defeated Melbourne Uni both times so far this season, so we'll see what happens in that one. D1 women. Unfortunately, I witnessed a very, very good performance last week. Stacey Barr, 33 points against the Warrandyte Venom. And when you consider the Venom held Werribee it was to 35 the next day, that's a pretty good performance.
Absolutely.
She's a star, isn't she?
She is terrific.
What about the hot streakers out there? Sweet Cal, how did the season finish up with the streakers?
Yeah, the Warrnambool Mermaids finished up with an undefeated season, and also the Mildura Heat led by the K Smith, undefeated as well.
Yeah, very good run for both of those teams. D2 men, Mornington looking good at the moment. Marcus Robinson, gone missing. He's gone home.
What is the story?
What's going on?
I've heard something about a visa.
Well, something's not right there, but Robbo's not around. But Vlad Tankov has stepped up. In his last 4 games, he's averaging 30.5 points a game.
He's an enigma, isn't he? Because
the tank
hasn't been mentioned on the forum this year.
Not once.
What's the go with that?
Where's the talk? Anyway, Mornington taking on Latrobe City in D2 men. Your tip there?
I'm going to go with Latrobe City.
Chelsea and Keilor 2v3. Now, for memory, Chelsea's last loss may have been...
Yeah, it might have been against Keilor. I don't know who tipped that at the time, but he was good.
You might have. Who's going to get it this time?
Only go with Chelsea.
Fair enough. Just D2 women, one thing I wanted to point out, because Chelsea also through to the finals. In fact, guess who they play? Keilor. Chelsea's Kate Marnie. Now, in her first 9 games this season, she was averaging 9.7 points a game. In her last 9 games, 18.6.
It's fantastic.
Very, very good. Chelsea looking good at the moment too in D2 women. One big game last week, of course, was Western Port and Blackburn.
Yep. Western
Port got up by plenty. The Steelers are through, but they do take on McKinnon.
I don't want to talk too much about McKinnon.
Why?
I just don't.
Okay.
Sweet Cal's here.
Oh, of course. Fair enough. Carrying the whole club on his shoulders at the moment.
The women as well as the men.
Yeah, absolutely. D3 men, it's all about K Smith, and he's had a super season. 16 double-doubles, 10 times 30 points plus this season. Are Warrandyte going to beat Mildura?
No.
Straight out?
Just no.
Not giving them a chance?
I think I said no.
What about Melton and Camberwell? Melton have finished the home and away season with 3 straight losses. Tip there?
Yeah, look, I really don't know. I'd love to see Melton get up. No disrespect to Julian Field and the guys at Camberwell, a great group of guys, but I'd like to see Melton do well.
Now, Sweet Cal, how good was Hammers Graph last week, mate?
Oh, man, it was the best one we've had.
Let's find out if there's a response coming. Here's Hammers Graph.
Okay, folks, time for Hammers Graph, and thanks to the Yapper for standing in last week, but there's a lot of ground to make up, obviously. Just thought this week we'd look at the 3 biggest news stories of the last week around the nation, not just the Big V. And we decided the 3rd biggest news story was an article in The Age about the federal election. The second is OzTam reporting that Inside Big V ratings actually plummeted last week, but that's okay, I'm back on deck. And the third, of course, is the Sunraysia Daily, which devoted 9 pages to what Mildura men are going to have to do in order to play 2 weeks in a row, and if they win, 4 in a row. I think they're in some trouble. That's Hammer's graph. No science, lots of crap.
Some of your best work there. It's good to have you back in the seat, actually.
Thanks for that, yeah.
We did miss you, and plus we had to look at Sweet Cal all of last week.
Can I tell you why I didn't miss you?
No, thank you.
No.
Youth League heading into the finals, and I'm really, really excited about Youth League 1 men. I think we are in for a cracking final series.
Yep.
Probably the only disappointment, no DKD.
Absolutely,
No doubt
yeah.
that's going to cost Waverley.
That'll hurt the Falcons.
Diamond Valley to get through?
Yeah, I believe Diamond Valley will get through.
Ringwood or Melbourne?
I have no idea. Melbourne were not convincing against Geelong last weekend.
Trent Zoma last week. 42 points,
Yeah.
16 rebounds, 5 blocks, 4 assists.
Yeah, there's some numbers there.
If he fires up this final series, look out.
Yep.
Look out. Having said that, Ringwood 6 losses this season, 5 of those 6 to teams inside the top 4.
Another useless stat from the Yapper. Thanks,
you
mate.
very much.
Appreciate that.
Youth League women, speaking of useless stats, Diamond Valley, 80 points a game this season, the best women's team for points scored in the competition.
That is just
all
dominant.
of the Big V.
Just dominant.
Very, very good.
Yep.
Hawthorn beat Eltham last week,
Yep.
through to the finals, and apparently, Sweet Cal, the Magic, without 3 players and were 10 points down in the 3rd quarter, got up, made the finals.
Yeah, they rallied, they got together because the other girls were apparently at a rock concert, Justin. You might have seen you there.
So we've had Chris Anstey, not Chris Anstey, we've had Kevin Anstey out at the snow, and now all of a sudden we've got people off at rock concerts.
Were you at the rock concert?
No, I wasn't at the rock concert.
Why have you got that hair
Bon
on?
Jovi come out in December, by the way. Youth League 2 men, Altona and Keilor, closer than you think. It's 1st versus 4th, but in terms of points for and points against, hardly anything separates them.
Yeah.
Who are you going for?
Gators.
Okay, to get up, and of course 2v3 there, your tip?
Certainly not McKinnon. No, I'm quite happy for McKinnon to get up there.
Okay, serious question, both of you, and a really, really big question heading into the finals. Influential players, who's going to definitely lead their team to a grand final victory?
Men?
Yep,
K. Smith.
I'm going with Kay Smith as well. Sweet Cal?
Yeah, make that 3, mate.
3 for Kay Smith, Mildura to get up. Women,
Has been doing it for the latter 2/3 of the season, Penaluna.
Elise Penaluna, Melbourne. Sweet Cal?
I'm going with Stacey Barr from Altona.
All good call.
Very, very good player. And I'm going to go with Jenny Marr out at Chelsea in Division 2 women. If she fires up, I think she can lead the girls to a victory.
Yep.
So there we go. Most influential players. Before we get out of here, best performed and worst performed clubs of the season. 100% record. Waverley, 4 from 4, all in the finals. That is a sensational effort.
Yeah, great job.
Others are at 100%. Keilor with 3 teams. Warrnambool, Warrandyte, Chelsea, Mildura all with 2 teams. Latrobe City get in there with 100% with the 1 team, but good on them. Clubs without any teams in there. Eltham and Bulleen, Whittlesea all with 4 teams, didn't make it. Sunbury with 3, Craigieburn with 3, they didn't make it. I'll tell you what, Sunbury, big turnaround, Sweet Cal.
Yeah, well, in 09 they had 3 teams that made the grand final out of
None this year.
Yeah, and 0 this year.
Some work to do for the Jets. Great to have you back. I've said it before, I'll say it again. The fans love you.
Keep lying.
Have a great week, folks. We'll see you finals time in the Big V. We'll be back to talk about it next week.